And we get so hot with the fire of God. When that little book of matches come, the devil ease up there and throw that little book of matches onto a big bonfire. Who cares? He just wasted his time and showed how silly he can be. And them little fiery darts he be throwing don't mean a thing. Because our fire's hotter and brighter. Right? So, let's have that fire. If you already are at a place in God where you have fresh fire, then use this as an opportunity to let God increase or turn up the heat. If you're burning like already burning pretty good, that's the ones that want to let God turn. If you haven't gotten that fire yet, then ask the Lord to give you that fire. He don't mind. He does not mind. To draw all of these gleanings together and put them into a bundle. 1, God processes and tries us by fire. Number 2, fire is essential to keeping us burning brightly, to keep us on fire for God. Our works will also be tried. And, a lot of times we don't think about that. Now, I'm not going to answer all your questions for you because I think sometimes, too, we get that lackadaisical state and we get lazy and we depend on the preacher or the teacher to not only tell us all the questions but then give us all the answers so we don't have to do no thinking for ourselves. So I like to put little brain teasers out there. And don't none of you come up and shake me after service. But I'm gonna give you this, and this is free. This is not part of the bundle. Is it not written that no sin will enter into heaven? And the New Jerusalem is the holy city, right? That will descend down from above. So, on Judgment Day, just where is the great white throne of judgment going to be seated? Because hell is going to have to give up her dead. If they're in hell, they're sin, right? Sin can't go into heaven. But we got a whole universe. The throne might be in midair. It could be on the Milky Way. But you give it some thought. Just something to make you scratch your head. That's all. I'm just messing with you now. Yeah. I'm not, because I wouldn't be able to give you a thus saith the Lord or tell you. So that's one of the reasons why I won't give you an answer either. That's just something for you to think about on your own. But it's been said that all of the things that we do in life, only what's done for Christ will last. I'd like to amend that by saying, only what stands God test of fire will last. When Timothy, I think Paul was writing to Timothy, or it was close in there. But he said that there are many vessels in a house, and they all have use. And they all have purpose. But that there were lesser vessels or vessels of dishonor, and there were vessels of honor. That means you could be a gravy boat or a chamber pot. So I prayed and said, Lord, I don't want to be the chamber pot. I'd rather be some of the fine crystal. Well, it said vessels, right? And they all serve a purpose. If you don't have a pot, you can be in trouble. But I still, you get plenty of use too. But I still rather be the gravy boat or the China coffee teacup, But we all included. Everybody's got a part. That's the point of that. I want you to turn with me to 1 Corinthians. That is one I do want to take time to read. And we want to go to chapter 3. And from 1 Corinthians chapter 3, beginning with verse 12, I'll read 12 through 14, but I'll read it for yourself. Now, if any man build upon this foundation, silver, gold, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by what? Fire. So let's check our hearts too. Let's let this fire God purify our hearts. Is my heart pure? Are my motives pure? Or do I have hidden agendas? Am I doing this out of a heart of love, or I'm just doing it for the sake of popularity or whatever? Those things that you do, only the ones that are quality things you do, like gold, silver, whatever it is, if all the works you did all your life, and 80% of them was either wood, hay, or stubble, then, you might be shouting when we all get to heaven, but some of you going to have empty pockets and empty hands when you get there, because as soon as God fire to it, it can't stand to testify, and it's going to burn up. So they'll cut down on your rewards considerably. See, I want to go to heaven, and I want to go first class. I want to have sheaves of souls, and I want to have done honest, true work. When I worked in the ministry of helps, I wasn't trying to do it for any purpose of my own. I was trying to do it to help a brother or help a sister. Come alongside people. And that's what the ministry of helps is about. Come along beside the person. Listen to what they say their vision is, what God has given them to do. And then because God has told you to help them, then you are helping them to raise their baby, to birth their baby, to feed their baby, and you stay there and you stay fully committed and loyal to that person until God tells you, move on, and when you do it out of a pure heart, that's a gold or a silver that can stand fire. That's not the wood, the hay, and the stubble. Some people will do something for somebody, and 10 minutes after they do it, everybody in the church know it, because they done ran and told it, trying to make themselves look big. That's going to burn so fast, before the fire even touch it, it'll be in a puff of smoke. So all you did is wasted your time and effort and whatever it was you did. Just remember, it's very important. Not only are we processed by fire, but our works will be tested by fire. And I didn't read, I read all of the verse in Corinthians. So I not only want to be able to stand and testify, and so now I kind of understand why we're getting burned here, because this will be the only time that we have to get burnt. And God don't hurt you. His fire is good. His fire teach you how to cook and everything. And then fire me up, Lord. Cook me, brown me off real good, so that when I smoke of me burning come up, I want it to be a sweet smelling savor. Woo! Not, she stinks. I'm about to take a lot out of her. Burn a lot out of her. But I want to be a sweet smelling savor in the nostrils of God. And I intend to do my utmost to do just that. But as I thought of all the different things, and I thought about how God uses fire and the importance of it, and how precise he can be with the fire. He can be so precise with his fire that he can take a fire that man built, made it 7 times hotter than it was supposed to be, put 3 men in, and a 4th man appear in the fire, burn the ropes off the tied hands, and never touch the skin, and then bring the 3 men out, and they don't even smell like smoke. That's how precise he is. More precise with his fire than the best man-made laser. So why not trust him? Because he knows just how much to cut out and what parts to cut out. So trust him. So remember, it's about life. It's about God. It's about fire. This wasn't a fire sermon that was a hoop and a holler and a run and jump. But like T.D. Jakes used to say, get ready, get ready, get ready. Because he's saying this is a training weekend for us, you know. And he's brought these select people here to train us this weekend. Because it's one thing to come in and enjoy the Lord and be refreshed. And he can do that for us in one service, you know it. Because he's brought us that far. You know, we basically, most of us have reached that level of maturity in him where unless we are ministering to somebody that just got saved or to a babe in Christ, just our being together because we love each other and there's a tight bond between us. And we just fellowship and begin to worship together. Our worship attracts God. And he can't resist it. You know, somebody might be talking to him on this side, somebody else talking to him on that side, and the prayer line is jumping and all the lights on, seeing people calling you, Lord, they're talking to you. But he will say, wait a minute, listen, I hear something. Praise and worship unto me, and it's flowing out of sincere hearts that are open to me. So he's here every time we are. He's right in our midst. So any kind of blessing plan thing that he has for us, he can do that in one service. So when you think about the whole weekend, come let us reason together, like he told Isaiah in 1:18. If we're here for a whole weekend, it must be for some purpose other than just getting spiritually blessed and loving on one another, seeing one another. It's to train us. Because when we leave out here, we don't leave out to go home, sit down, and be satisfied. He said we would leave here emissaries. And he's specific. I heard him just as clear as you can hear me. He said we would leave, each one of us would leave here as an emissary with a sufficient amount of his power to take a nation. And so I got my mouth just wide as I can. Fill my cup, make it overflow, you know. Burn whatever you have to burn. Give me hot foot, I don't care, you know, whatever. But do what you got to do to get me to be where you want me to be. And I was rejoicing in Brother Jackson's testimony about the young man in McDonald's and how a revival had broke out in McDonald's and the backslider had come back to the Lord. And but you know, I heard him saying what I have found to be true in my life, and that is when you decide I'm going to do this God's way, and you trust him. And you try your best to be surrendered and yielded to him at all times.